Hey, my name is Ali. I'm a designer on the Flagship Themes team. And in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about how we use Shopify's theme editor as a design tool in our process. So let's jump straight in. This is a fresh install of Dawn, and we've stripped all of the content out of the homepage. And I want to demonstrate how playing with different sections, their settings, and how they combine can help us create some really unique and interesting layouts right in the editor. So I'm going to focus on three sections that are, in my opinion, the most powerful and flexible, particularly when they're combined. And so we have rich text, and we're going to add collage, and we're going to add multi-column as well. And this is what they look like straight when you add them to your site without changing any of the default settings. And the thing that strikes me the most looking at these sections is that they're entirely independent of each other. The defaults allow each of these sections to stand alone. But if we want to combine these and we want to make them work together, we can do that. And that's really helpful in helping merchants visualize how we can combine these different sections to make more rich content. So let's take a cue from the default content for rich text to give the merchants using this theme a space to talk about their brand. But rather than limiting to just this rich text area, we'll use all three sections together. So right away, we can remove the call to action from this section. And we can go into collage and we can get rid of this header. And let's pull these things tighter together as well. And now you can start to see that these two sections are starting to talk to each other, to become one. And then we can do the same with multi-column down here. Let's get rid of this heading. And let's get rid of this button label down the bottom here. And now we've got these three sections that are talking to each other. So for this collage section, we've got content here that talks about products. It has a video, it has collections, and that's great. The collage section can do all those things, but we're going to use it to talk about the brand and communicate more about the brand. So really what we want here is just images. So let's get rid of all of these. And as we build this back up, you'll see how flexible collage can be as a section. So if I add this image in, it's got this full image, this image that will go on desktop full width across the whole of the grid. If I then add another image in, I've got this different layout where I've got two images side by side. And then if I add a third one, then we get that sitting underneath. So you can see just with collage, there's an opportunity to build something really unique by combining a couple of them together. And let's do that. Let's add another collage in here. We'll put it in between collage and multi-column. And we'll do the same thing where we're going to remove some content blocks. And let's add an image in here. And maybe one more. And then let's change a setting here to make this a right large block and tighten up the padding to be the same as the theme settings padding all round. So now we've got this section here where we're talking about our brand, and we've got a collage where we can put in a bunch of different images to represent the brand. So then what can we do with multi-column? Well, multi-column to me is one of the most exciting and interesting ones. So there's lots and lots of flexibility in how we can approach this. Let's start by getting rid of all of these descriptions. And let's change some settings here to remove the column backgrounds. And I think that's all we're going to do for now. And at this point, you know, we want some example content, and in all of the themes that we produce, we always use example merchants. So let's jump in and find cotton. Let's go to their about section, and right underneath they've got this content here that's perfect to get a feel for how this is gonna look. So we'll copy this across, and instead of using the description section for our content, we can use this heading section, and we can pop that piece of content in there and this one in here. And then if we remove this content column and change this to be 2 columns, that's the mobile setting, 2 columns on desktop. Well, now we've kind of reproduced what we've got going on the Cotton website. And this is really powerful. Again, once you start combining all of these sections together, you can build something super rich. And that's the approach that we took to color block. And so if we look at color block here, we've got a rich text section at the top. We then have collage. We then have multi-column, collage again, multi-column again sitting here, and then into some collections and so on and so on. And you can see how, as you do this, you can build some really, really interesting layouts. And so what I really want to demonstrate here is that the editor is a design tool, and you can use other tools in combination with the editor, but starting here gets you closer to realizing what can be built in practice and unlocking layouts that you may not have otherwise thought of or conceived of. And that's not to say that pen and paper, Figma, other design tools aren't super useful in designing themes, because they absolutely are. But you'll have more success if you prototype and use the tool early rather than follow maybe a more linear design process. So thanks so much for listening. I hope this video gets you excited about building themes, and please join us at the next Hack Days, and let us know if you have any questions. Thanks.